In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built a voice agent inside of Elevenlabs and connected it to n8n that allows us to be able to send emails, get contacts, and schedule calendar events. And in case it's your first time here, my name is Michele, and over the past 12 months, I've personally helped over 40 businesses implement AI and automations and taught over 20,000 people in the process, all starting with zero technical knowledge. With that being said, let's dive in. All right, so on the left-hand side, I have the voice agent in Elevenlabs. On the right-hand side, I have the AI agent in n8n. I'm going to press execute workflow, which is now waiting for the voice agent to send information to the AI agent. And I'm going to go and talk to the AI agent here.
Hey, my man, how's it going?
What's up, brother? Can we schedule a calendar event for tomorrow at 5 p.m. with Michael James and just say that it's for celebratory meeting?
Alrighty, I'm setting up that celebratory meeting for you with Michael James for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Boom! Your celebratory meeting with Michael James is all set for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Is there anything else I can help you with today, you magnificent?
That's it. Magnificent what? Magnificent. There we go. So we have a calendar here and the name celebratory meeting scheduled for this email, which is Michael James, which you can find right here in our database with Michael James in this email as well. There we go. All right, so we're going to go through the whole process step by step. The first step is actually going to Elevenlabs and seeing how we actually set this up. So if I go here to the actual homepage, so when you make an account on Elevenlabs, you will have this dashboard right here. All you have to go is here and you go to agent platform. So typically you would be in the creative platform, which is for voices and so on. In this case, you want to go to agent platform. You want to press agent, new agent right here. When you press a new agent, you will come on this page right here. And this is where you start adding all the settings. So the first message is, what is the first thing that the AI voice agent will say? In this case, as you can see by, or as you could have heard by the voice agent, it said, hey, my man, how's it going? And this is important because it's the first thing that the AI agent says. Then the system prompt in this case is this. So we said, you're a friendly and funny personal assistant who loves helping the user with tasks in an upbeat and approachable way. Your role is to assist the user with sending emails and scheduling calendar events. When the user provides details like who the email is for and what it's about, you will pass the information to n8n tool and wait for its response. If the user tells you that he wants to schedule a calendar event, then you will pass the information to the n8n tool and wait for its response. Once you get the confirmation from n8n that the email has been sent, cheerfully let the user know it's done and ask if there's anything else that you can help with. And I can also add something else here. Once you get confirmation from n8n that the event was created, cheerfully let the user know once it's done. Now, basically the way this works is that we have the voice agent that we speak to, sort of like a person. And when we give information to the voice agent, what that does is that it sends information to our AI agent in n8n, sort of acting as a backend, to then do the actual thing that we told it to do, and then send back a response, right, to the actual voice agent saying, hey, everything is good. It's sort of like you have the CEO who talks to the head of sales. The sales guy in this case does the action, then he goes back to the head of sales saying, yeah, everything was good. And then the head of sales talks to the CEO, right? The CEO doesn't actually talk to the actual sales guy because there's an intermediate step. There's a step in between. And so this is the exact same thing here. Between me and n8n, it's Elevenlabs. It's me talking to Elevenlabs, which then speaks to the backend system, which is n8n. And so what we have here, again, is a prompt. Dynamic variables, leave this blank. LLM, I use Gemini 2.5 Flash because it's pretty cheap plus fast. The backup LLM configuration, leave this as default. You can leave this as default. The thinking budget is fine right here. We don't need to control any internal reasoning tokens. The temperature right here is basically controlling how creative do you want the AI agent to be. The higher the temperature, the more creative it is. The lower the temperature, which means it's deterministic. So we can determine exactly what it's going to say. It's less temperature. Now for voice agent, you want to be careful with this. You want to make sure that it's not too creative because then it goes outside of the instructions that we give it. But you also want to make sure that it's not too deterministic, which means that it's not too fixed into the instructions, because then we'll have the problem that it starts sounding like a robot. Limit token usage. And so we're basically predicting, or we're limiting the amount of money, or the amount of tokens, which equals to money, credits, that we're using for the LLM. LLM just stands for large language model. It's like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, all these are LLMs. Then you can also add a agent knowledge base in case you want to add documents that you want the AI agent, in this case, the voice agent, to have access to when giving you back the answer, which is great. And now for the thing that we really care about is the tools, custom tools. So this is how we connect custom tools to n8n, or how we connect voice agent to n8n. So if you can just press add a tool, you will get to this page right here. You have to put a name. In this case, you can just put n8n And the description is use this tool to take action upon the user's request. And then the first thing we're doing is adding a webhook. Now, for those of you who don't know what a webhook is a URL, which in this case looks like this, which in n8n, the way to set it up is go here, add a trigger, and then a webhook call. So on the webhook call right here. And now this is a thing that is used when we want to receive a signal. So from the voice agent, we say, hey, can you do this for me? It sends all the signal to the automation to actually do it. And that's what a webhook is used for. Make sure that this post, because post is the way that we send information. Get is the way that we get information. By get, I mean get here. Now I've made a full video showing you exactly webhooks, HTTP, APIs, all that good stuff. You can check it out up here, but that's what we use to send information to the actual AI agent inside of n8n. Response timeout is how long to wait for the client tool to respond before timing out. The default is 20 seconds. This is great in case your actual workflow, your AI agent inside of n8n has an error and it doesn't actually send back the information. And so we're just putting some precautions saying, hey, if it doesn't send back the information, just let the user know. Leave this all as is, leave headers the same, path parameters the same, query parameters the same. And finally, we have body parameters. So body parameters are the thing that we say, the instructions or the variables that we send to n8n's AI agent for it to actually take action. So in this case, there are three things that we have to send over. As you can see by the description, I said, ask the user to provide the name of the email recipient and what the email is about, unless they already provided the information, and ask them for the calendar event date and time if they're looking to schedule an event. Now, in terms of properties, we have to send different variables to the actual workflow. Why? As you can see here, if I go inside the webhook, which is the thing that we use again to send the data. Once we said, hey, I want to schedule a calendar event with Michael James, call it celebratory dinner at 5 p.m. What it did is that it sent the body parameters. So who are we doing the thing for? What is the event description? And what is the calendar event time? And so these variables are crucial in making sure that the AI agent in n8n understands what it is that we want to do, and as well, who are we doing it for, or what other variables need to be taken into account when actually doing the actual thing. And so in Elevenlabs, we want to start adding properties. So the first property is to, which is who the email is going to or who to schedule the event with or for, yeah. And make this required because we're gonna need this either way. And leave this as LLM prompt because we're leaving AI to decide this variable right here. The second one is email content. So what the email is about. I made sure that this is not required just because sometimes we want to schedule a calendar event and we don't need to send the email content. So this is not required. Leave this as LLM prompt because it allows us to let AI define this. As well, I didn't mention this, but string just means text, right? In this case, you can do integer, number, object array. We just want to keep it simple. This is literally just text that's going into the webhook. So leave this as is. This is the name of the event for the calendar. Now that I'm thinking of it, this doesn't have to be required because sometimes we just want to send an email. We don't want to schedule a calendar event. And then finally, calendar event time, which is what the event time and date is at, which is not required, which is used when we want to schedule a calendar event. And leave the last thing as is. So that right there is just setting up the tool, which is all we really need in order to connect Elevenlabs to n8n. Now, once we have this, let's go to n8n and see exactly how it looks. So this right here is the AI agent that we're using. In case it's your first time looking at the AI agent inside of n8n, stop this video, watch this video up here where I show you the AI agent fundamentals. Trust me, it will make much more sense once you watch that video. But essentially, an AI agent is consisted of an input and an output. In this case, the input can be who are we sending the email to or who are we scheduling the calendar event for. Then we have the event description, or we have the email content, or we have all the different variables that I spoke to you about based on what the user wants to do. Then we have the output, which is a message that is sent back to the voice agent saying, yeah, everything was good. Then we have the AI agent in the middle, which is the thing that actually takes action, right? Then we have the brain, which in this case is OpenAI, it's the way it actually thinks. And then we have the different tools, which is what are the softwares that are connected to the AI agent for it to actually do the thing that it needs to do. So the first thing is a webhook. We want to make sure that this is post because that's the method that we use on the Elevenlabs. And when you get the data here, you will see a ton of variables. Honestly, I have no clue what any of them are, but the only thing that you really have to care about is the body. So the body is the actual variables that we get from the voice agent for us to use when we want to actually take action on whatever it is. And so we get, in this case, to Michael James, event description, celebratory meeting, and calendar event time tomorrow at 5 p.m. And that's all you need to then send to the AI agent with a user prompt, which is usually a message that we give to the AI agent that changes every single time. Because in this case, we have the prompt user message and we have the system message. The system message is more so for instructions. So we say, hey, here's who you are. Here's the instructions, just follow this. And then here is where we give the variables that change every single time. Now, as you can see, this is code right here. But what this means is the person details. So who are we sending the email to, which we get from here. If I make this smaller, if I drag this across, I can see that is json.body.to. Email content is not something that always shows up depending on what the user wants to do. And calendar event time and event description is something that we add here. Event title and calendar event time as well. And so we drag these variables across right here. And again, if you want to add this right here, you would have to run the voice agent and tell it, hey, can you send an email? And that will send an email here and that will give you this variable, because this variable is only available when you want to send an email. And that's it for the user prompt. So very, very easy. We just give it the variables. And now we get onto the system message, which is the instructions. Now, if you get the full blueprint for free, you will be able to have the whole prompt. So don't worry. Or else take a screenshot of this and then put it to ChatGPT and tell it to extract the text from the image. But what we're doing here is we're using the typical prompt format, which is overview. So you're a friendly, witty personal assistant who helps users send emails, get contacts, and schedule meetings, XYZ. Then we give the tools. So the tool name plus the description. It sends an email only when instructed or when email content is provided. So when the variable email content is given. And then schedule calendar event and so on. And then instructions, the rule, and finally current date and time. Now, the reason why we give the AI current date and time is because AI isn't the best at guessing or knowing the date and time of today. So with this prompt, we're then able to take action, right? And the next step we have to do is connect our AI agent to the brain, which is in this case is OpenAI. And to connect OpenAI, you have to go to platform.openai.com, log in, make an account, and then go to dashboard. You can go to API keys, go to create a new secret key, name it, get the key, and then bring it back to n8n right here, which is basically a password that says, hey, you can use my OpenAI account, and then you press save. Now leave this as GPT 4.1 mini is more than good for what we want to do. And then we have the tools. So we connected this to 3 different tools. The first tool is Google Sheets to get contacts, which is this right here. Then we have Google Calendar right here to schedule calendar events, which is this right here. And finally, we want to send emails to our Gmail, which is this right here. And so the theory behind this is that if you noticed, I didn't actually give the voice agent an email. I just give it a name. And so that's why we have the step of retrieving the contact email from the Google Sheets here, where we have the name and then we have the email. So if I said to the voice agent, hey, can you send an email to Michael James? I instructed the AI agent to know that it has to look at here first to be able to get the email to then take the action, right? And so it will go here, it will say Michael James has this email, and this is the email that we're gonna use to be able to schedule the calendar event or send the email to the actual person. And so we go in here to connect your Google Sheets. All you have to do is create a new credential, sign in with Google. It will take you to the standard login with Google page. Once you connected your account, make sure to have sheet within document. You want to get rows, which is the action that we're taking. Again, get rows just means get all the rows from the actual Google Sheet, which is that one right here, as mentioned. So it gets all of them and then it decides who is who. Then you want to choose the exact Google Sheet, contacts, database, USB, and then the sheet within the Google Sheet will be sheet 1. And finally, that's when you get the actual output, which is row number 2. The name is Michael James. The name is John Laurie, James Lowe, James Arthur, with the emails as well. And based on what the user added as a sort of input, it will then choose the corresponding email. So if it's Michael James, it will choose this. If it's John Laurie, it will choose this. If it's James Lowe, this, James Arthur, this. And that's for the first tool. Then we have schedule calendar event. Again, same exact concept. Go here, sign in with Google so you can connect your calendar. Tool description set automatically. The resource, which is what is the thing that we're manipulating. In this case, it will be the event. The operation, which is what is the action that we're taking. We're creating an event. The calendar will be my calendar. And then start and end, we can simply just press these 2 buttons, which basically means that we're letting the model, we're letting AI define these 2 parameters. We want to turn this on so that we don't have to do it manually, which is the beauty of AI agents. Then we have 2 different fields that we want to fill out. The first one is attendees, which you can find here, attendees. And then you simply do the same thing here, which is just pressing the AI, which in this case, the model itself will send the attendee email over right here. And then the summary. You can pull from the, where is it? Event description. over here. And that will be the title of the actual meeting. And that's how we get the calendar event to look like this, where we have the title and it sends it to the right person. And then finally, we have the send email. So if I go here, same exact concept, just go here, send it with Google, set automatically. The resource that we are manipulating will be a message. The action that we're taking is we're sending a message. The beautiful thing about n8n AI agents to set up tools is that we literally just have to press 3 buttons and that's it. So we're letting AI define who are we sending the email to, what is the subject line, and what is the message. And what we could do here as well is turn this off, append n8n attribution, so that at the end of the email, it doesn't say this was sent by n8n. And then finally, we use a respond to webhook node, which responds with the first incoming item, which is this right here. The celebratory meeting with Michael James has been scheduled for tomorrow. If you need me to send an emails or add more details, then let me know. And that will be the thing that's sent to the actual voice agent in Elevenlabs. So think of this as a boomerang, right? We have the voice agent here. It then goes here and then it brings it back to the voice agent, right? Sort of like, again, we're talking to an employee, so head of department, employee, back to the head of department, to the CEO. All right, so I'm gonna test this again. And in this case, let's do sending an email. And we can send the email to James Arthur. So right here, I can call the AI agent.
Hey, my man, how's it going?
What's up, brother? Can you send an email to James Arthur? And can you say that we are disappointed in your work? You should have done better in yesterday's meeting and that you're almost about to get fired.
All right, I am sending that email to James Arthur right away. Well, there, I found a James Arthur with the email mish.alcal5gmail.com. Should I send it to that address? Also, that message is a bit strong. Would you like me to help you rephrase it a little more gently?
Nah, you're good. Just send that email over.
Understood. Sending that email now, no holds barred. Oopsie. Yeah, it seems like there was a little hiccup and I couldn't send that email. Don't worry, it's not you. It's probably just a
try again.
glitch with my system.
Can you try again?
I'm on it. Let's try sending that email one more time. Oh, dread. Seems like I'm still having a bit of trouble sending that email.
Okay, so there was trouble sending the email. Let's see why. I thought it was because you needed to confirm. But in this case, let's go inside here. And we actually did get the email content. So that's weird. So I think that is within the prompt itself. Send an email only when instructed or when email content is provided. Interesting. So in this case, what I would do, I would just test it again. And it might have been a hiccup on the Elevenlabs side. And by the way, when you go live, you don't have to execute the workflow every single time. Just for testing purposes, we do, which is why when he was trying again, he said there was a hiccup because I had to rerun this again and I didn't give enough time for me to press run and it actually sending the information. So let's test the AI agent again.
Hey, my man, how's it going?
Yo, can you send an email to Michael James saying that we have dinner tomorrow at 5 p.m. And just send it through.
All right, I'm sending that email right away. Oops, it looks like I need a little more information to send that email to Michael James. It seems I didn't get the full email content or a clear event title. Could you please tell me exactly what you'd like the email to say? And if you want me to schedule this as a calendar event, what should the event be called?
Just name the email. The email is about just having dinner tomorrow and it's to Michael James. And no, we don't have to schedule any calendar event.
Got it. Just the email then. Sending it off to Michael James now. Oh no, it seems like there was a little hiccup. The email didn't go through. My apologies. It looks like I'm having some trouble connecting right now. Could you perhaps try again in a little bit? Or is there something else I can help you with in the meantime?
Yeah, try again. Try again.
You got it. Let's give that email another shot for Michael James. Well, shucks. Seems like I'm still getting a bit confused.
All right, so I think it's because I don't have the variable here, which is called email content. So I'm going to add this there and try again.
Hey, my man, how's it going?
Yo, can you send an email to Michael James saying that we have a meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m.?
All right, I'm sending that email for you. Consider it done. I've sent your email to Michael James with the message about the meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. Is there anything else?
Great, so we know why now. If I go to my email, I can see that we have the meeting reminder at 5 p.m. from JM Solutions, which is the email that I connected to n8n. Now, to explain the problem that I just got, because you're going to have a similar problem as well, is that inside the prompt, I actually told in the rules that you should only send an email if you actually receive a variable called email content. But here, I actually had this deleted and I didn't have the name for the email content. It was just the actual email content. And so by adding the name, it then recognizes that we got this variable, which means that now it's allowed to send an email. So that right there is how you can make a voice agent inside of Elevenlabs and connect it to our AI agent inside of n8n. And if you want the full blueprints, you can import it into your own account and have the full prompt here as well, alongside with the prompt that I added in the voice agent right here. Then go to the second link down below, which will take you to my free school community. You can go to the classroom section, you can go to the templates vault, and then on the latest video, you'll be able to see the n8n automation blueprint. Just press on this, download it, and if you have no clue how to do it, no worries at all. You also have a tutorial here as well. And if you apply and you get in, you also get access to the AI Automations 101 course, which is a very comprehensive course that takes a real beginner in AI automation to someone who's actually able to build automations for themselves and for other businesses. And if you want to start and scale your AI automation agency, then check the first link down below where I walk you through our one-to-one mentorship program. And if you like this video, then check out this video up here where I show you how I built a stock analyst AI agent with no code inside of n8n. With that being said, I hope you found value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.